날씨가 매우 또 덥군요.
Can I have my cane space? Merci. 안녕하세요 여러분.
고품격 한불 문화 방송 프렌치 호떡 AJ.
소민입니다.
좀 약간 앵커 같았지 방금.
C'était pas mal. Pas extraordinaire mais pas mal quoi. 오랜만에 아주 완벽한 클리셰 드라마 봤습니다.
뭡니까?
King the Land.
근데 진짜 이것도 오랜만에 한국 로맨틱 코미디 드라마가 지금 해외에서도 주목을 받고 있고 프랑스에서도 이 방송이 나올 때마다 탑 10에 꼭 들어가잖아.
반응이 많이 있어.
지금 최고 5위까지도 올라갔었고 지금 넷플릭스 프랑스 탑 10에는 한국 드라마 2개가 올라있어요. 셀레브리티 그리고 킹 더 랜드.
Par contre, I have a 질문. King the Land. King of the Land?
King the Land.
Non.
Doesn't make sense.
déjà it pisses me off already because I feel like I'm missing something in the title.
King the Land was the place in the hotel.
Non mais ça, I don't care. It doesn't make sense.
It's like French hotel.
Bah non, French Hotok is the Hotok that is French. Mais non, mais it's like you're telling me, je sais pas moi, Ajin the Light. You know what? The French 제목 보다 괜찮아.
프렌치 제목이 뭔데?
L'Empire du Sourire. The Empire of Smile. Who are making these f***ing titles? L'Empire du Sourire. Ah, je vais regarder l'Empire du Sourire. T'as vu l'Empire du Sourire?
저희가 지금 2회까지 봤어요. 할 말이 아주 많습니다. 약간 좀 20년 전에 나왔던 그런 드라마 본 기분이었어. 최근에 뭐 사내 맞서? 이런 거랑도 좀 맥락을 같이 하는.
맞아, a lot of people compared this drama to Business Proposal, saying that it was really the same vibe. King the Land, exactement même vibe que Business Proposal. Female lead marrante, maladroite, pas peur de s'exprimer, sort d'une situationship qui ne lui convient pas. Male lead fell first and harder, CEO narcissique, trauma d'enfance par rapport à la famille. King the Land qui me fait ressentir les mêmes choses que Business Proposal. J'ai commencé hier King the Land, c'est vraiment une pépite, il a la même vibe que Business Proposal, si vous avez kiffé, foncez. King the Land c'est bien, on dirait un dérivé de Business Proposal. Boisson non?
나 봤지.
Ah ouais?
넌 안 봤잖아.
안 봤어. Just trailer 바탕으로 I think Business Proposal might be better.
근데 나는 사내 맞선도 끝까지 못 봤어. 손발이 좀 많이 오그라들어.
I don't want any 오해. 너무 좋아. The cliché 같은 드라마, like for example, Crash Landing on You 같은 드라마. 너무 좋아. King the Land. We are watching it for the pleasure of watching something cliché. And I know I have to accept. It's just 시원해, you know, to watch. So a lot of 반응 일단 were really happy about this cliché side. King the Land, un bon drama bien cliché qui fait plaisir. En fait, à petite dose, genre là, King the Land, je kiffe. C'est léger, c'est fun, ça parle de plusieurs choses. Des fois j'aime bien, et en plus il y a une belle cinématographie et OST. King the Land qui me fait sentir des trucs que j'ai pas senti depuis longtemps. Ça fait du bien de regarder King the Land, ça me fait une petite pause rafraîchissante à mon quotidien de drama de meurtre. Pourquoi les mecs dans la vraie vie peuvent pas être comme ceux des dramas? King the Land. J'ai commencé King the Land, ce genre de drama m'avait trop manqué, avec tous les clichés possibles. King the Land c'est tellement cliché, mais qu'est-ce que j'aime ça. J'ai trop envie de commencer King the Land, ça fait longtemps que j'ai pas regardé un drama bien cliché à l'eau de rose sans prise de tête.
이 신데렐라 스토리라는 게 사실 전 세계적으로 먹히는 이야기라는 거지 아직도.
But 이런 드라마를 많이 봐서 그런지 모르겠는데 when I start to see the slow motion starting, I'm like, oh no.
Again.
Oh no. Did you know? Me, I learned something through this drama. 세울 작은 도시다. 우연히 만날 수 있는 만큼 작은 도시다. When the girl and the guy were walking depressed alone, and I was like, 설마, don't you dare. Don't you dare making them come at the same place.
왜냐면 You are my destiny.
Non, c'est pas possible. 이 정도 this is the 암기에 that is 너무 써. I'm okay with cliché, 나도 너무 좋아. In 2023 you have to bring me new cliché.
프렌치 호떡을 구독, 좋아요를 하기 전과 후의 삶은 어떻게 달라지는 것 같아?
I don't wanna lie, AJ, nothing is gonna be 달라. What do you want me to say? If you subscribe tomorrow you're gonna meet Santa Claus? No. If you subscribe tomorrow you're gonna win Begman 1? No. No,
그럼 그래도 조금 더 재미있게 좀 즐거운 생각을 조금 더 할 수 있지 않을까?
아마 재미있는 사람 아니야, AJ.
불쌍하니까 도와줘야 되는 거야?
Ouais. Ouais, ça, moi, it's more my way, ça.
보면서 얘기하지.
Hein? Non, ça, moi, c'est pas possible. Et après, there are some 이해 안 가는 장면, flight attendant, he cannot lift up the suitcase of one customer. 그럴 수 있어. 굳이 남자가. Enfin, je sais pas, if there is a 의미 in the 장면, if this happens to show something or... Okay, I didn't get the 의미 of the scene.
그렇게 크러쉬가 됐다. 같다. 뭐
No,
이런
mais
거
제발, really? In 2023, you're still getting crushed on a guy because he can lift your suitcase? Enfin, moi, this kind of thing, I'm like, oh, chimchimé a bit, tu vois, give me something else. I started this drama knowing that it is gonna be full of cliché, so I don't wanna criticize the amount of cliché in the drama. Some of them are funny and nice to watch again, and kind of issues in the Hangul Hwesa Sengwal, you know, about the hierarchy, the violence that it can bring. It's interesting, you know. I'm not bothered by this kind of topics, you know, even though Mani Boisson. But in 2 episodes, 너무 많아.
너무 많아.
It's like, I feel like a wave just swallowed me. I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna dream about this drama. But you see what I mean? Like,
너 이거 알잖아. 이것도 있어. 이것도 있어. 이거.
honestly, the banner that I found about King the Land on Twitter, some people, as I said before, are happy to see a cliché drama because of Ijuno and probably fans and everything. And visually, it's a nice drama, no problem. But a lot of people are getting tired of these clichés that are a bit too much.
기본적인 설정, 재벌집, 막내 아들.
voilà.
근데 혼의 자식이야. 그리고 뭔가 트라우마가.
Non, mais ça aussi. It can be interesting, I get it. But 웃지 마.
웃지 마.
웃지 마.
웃지 말라고.
웃지 마.
웃지 마요.
그만해. Non, genre arrête. The trauma in itself can be really interesting, even if it stays really cliché about the fake smile society, and at the same time.
너무 에로간트하다고 느꼈어.
First of all, it's really arrogant. I like what the Yoja said about, you know, this is her job, this is etiquette. Okay. Sometimes you have to smile even though you don't really want it. So, and this Namja arrogantly don't smile, and I can't bear fake smiles. I mean, I think if everyone could live without fake smiling, everyone will do. It's just that most people don't have a choice.
가진 자들의 뭔가 프리빌리지 같아. 그렇게
맞아.
말할 수
So
있는 것도.
this as well, I'm a bit bothered by the way this topic was brought in the drama, but 그냥 몰라 웃겨. Cringy. You know, like the scene when he has a bit of a shock in front of the audience and the faces disappear and you can see the smiling faces on the paper. I was like, come on. 2023, bring me something more, no, than this. 근데, you know, 아얌 비판하고 있는데 웃겨.
재밌게 보고 있어.
웃겨. Non mais vraiment, 재밌어.
이런 맛이 있나 봐.
Voilà.
어쩔 수 없나 봐. 자, 그다음 여자 주인공. 남자에 비해 상대적으로 평범한 백그라운드를 가지고 있는데 굉장히 또 포지티브하고 밝고 있잖아. 캔디 옛날에 그 외로워도 슬퍼도 나른한 울어. 너 이거 모르지? 전형적인 캔디 스타일의 여자 주인공. 어떻게 생각해?
Honestly, way much more interesting than the Soljong of the Namja Juingong, because we live in a Sesang that you cannot behave the way you wanna behave sometimes, and you can't do the Pyojong that you wanna do sometimes. I mean, Iltan, it's way much more realistic.
공감도 되고.
Voilà.
특히 이제 서비스직에서 일을 하다 보면은 나도 이제 어렸을 때 직장에서도 일을 해봤고 JS 손님들을 만나게 되거든. 프랑스 진상 어떤 스타일이야?
For me, the problem is I was working for a decoration shop that was expensive in the city center. So automatically the clients were 돈이 있는 사람들이었어. I'm not saying that every rich people is a 사가지 없어. Let's say that statistically speaking, you have higher chances, you know, to have like kind of a 사가지 없는. I was a student, so it was my part-time job, and I was a cashier in this decoration shop. And a lady, I knew her. She had a pizzeria, 근처에, Madame. No.
이름도 알아?
Oui, because her pizzeria was famous. Anyway, it was that period in France that we started to forbid plastic bags.
아, 있었지 그런 시기가.
So if you wanted a plastic bag, you had to pay 10 cents or something to encourage people not to use plastic bag and to bring their own 가방, right? 근데 그 여자가, she probably thought I was the one who decided this law. Je ne sais pas. Maybe I had the head of a president back then, je ne sais pas. But she got extremely upset at me because I told her that she had to give me 10 cents for the plastic bag, you know? I'm 19 years old. I just want to get out and have my drinks with my friends in 1 hour. I was like, what do you want? So I was very embarrassed. She was yelling, a very personal attack to me, like, 머리가 그렇게 나빠서 어떡해, 어떡할 거야? This kind of things, you know? No, to me, 근데 나 울었어. That's the thing that I'm so pissed about myself. Like, you know, but I was young though, but 그래도 울었어. And I was really 충격받았어. Voilà, je suis vite kilo là.
사람 사는 세상에 왜 이렇게 JS들이 많니? 그때 이제 너를 구해줄 백마탄 왕자님이 없었네.
없었어. Bref.
어떤 의견들이 또 있었나?
Some people who are really happy to watch the drama.
Les gens qui aiment pas King the Land, je vous vois en bizarre. King the Land, mon coup de cœur, c'est trop bien. King the Land, c'est trop une dinguerie, wesh. King the Land, je souris comme une idiote devant. C'est l'acteur Lee Juno, mais son rôle dans King the de Land, vraiment je suis trop in love.
And you know, even though people can like this kind of cliché drama, a lot of people are thinking that 16 episodes might be too long for this kind of déjà vu drama.
Comment King de Land peut avoir 16 épisodes sérieux alors qu'on s'ennuie déjà, alors que See You en a 12. Le drama King de Land, ça y est, j'ai lâché, je vais plus me forcer à regarder là. King de Land, 16 épisodes, je sais pas comment je vais faire pour pas m'ennuyer. King de Land, je vais théma l'épisode 2, c'est marrant et mignon, par contre 16 épisodes, j'ai peur. Hein.
Et après, évidemment, il y a des gens qui ont vraiment pas aimé.
Vas-y, le poteau de King de Land commence à me saouler avec son trauma du sourire là. Comment c'est nul King de Land, même niveau que Love Alarm, le casting fait pas tout. Mais King de Land c'est naze, ça se regarde, c'est tout. Pardon mais je capte pas la hype de King de Land, je sais pas quoi, là je suis archi pas emballée devant les scènes romantiques.
Et en plus, en ce moment, sur Netflix France, il y a aussi See You in My 19th Life. At the same time, See You in My 19th Life has a lot of success.
매번 발음하기 힘들지. See you in my life.
See You in My 19th Life. 괜찮은데?
아 그래?
Regardez King de Land. Après ce drama, beaucoup de personnes trouvent ça compliqué parce que See You in My 19th Life, apparemment, non, beaucoup plus intéressant, beaucoup mieux fait. Donc les gens en arrivent à le comparer et du coup King de Land.
C'est dur de regarder King de Land après See You, vraiment. Purée, je ressens la même chose. King de Land paraît tellement fade à côté de See You in My 19th Life.
그래도 이제 지금 프랑스에서 더 인기가 많은 드라마는 킹더랜드.
Of course.
이런 드라마를 좋아하시는 분들이 계셔.
Oh, always.
그리고 보기가 좋잖아. 눈이 편한 드라마. 그리고
맞아.
별로 크게 깊은 생각 안 해도 되는 드라마 사실. 그리고 어느 부분에서 또 시원한 부분도 있고 현실 세계에서 충족되지 못하는 그런 판타지들을 좀 충족시켜주는 그런 기분이 있기 때문에
Oui, 보기 좋아. It's pretty, everyone is pretty. Voilà. I really need to go to the hairdresser. You know, I feel like my hair start to look like a tree.
트리 말고
Bush.